Breaking news out of Los Angeles. The Chargers defense, one of the NFL's most feared units last season, is facing a potential shakeup heading into 2025. That's right, roster cuts are looming, and some names might surprise even the most diehard fans. Before we dive into the latest on who might be staying and who could be packing their bags, take a quick second, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on your Chargers. Now, let's move on to the big news. There's no question the Bolts delivered a dominant defensive performance last year, number one in scoring defense. But in the ruthless world of NFL roster management, even top-performing teams must make tough decisions. Could a key player like Christopher Hinton be on the chopping block again? Is Scott Matlock about to take on double duty once more? And which young talents could be stashed away or let go? We're breaking it all down. No fluff, no filler, just hard-hitting updates straight from Los Angeles. Let's get into it. Now, let's get real about the Chargers' defensive line heading into 2025. A lot of talk out there says this unit is thin, but when you look closer, really look, you see depth that's being seriously underestimated. Take Poona Ford, for example. When he first arrived, critics were quick to write him off, but he proved them wrong, delivered solid performances, and showed exactly why he belongs in the trenches. And the Chargers didn't stop there. They brought in Delshawn Hunt, Nick Jones, and Ter Tart, a trio that adds power, size, and agility up front. And don't sleep on rookie Jamari Kova. He's got raw strength and upside that could earn him meaningful snaps early. Let's break it down. Realistically, the team will carry 6 or 7 defensive linemen on the 53-man roster. That leaves tough decisions ahead. One of those, whether Scott Matlock continues in that hybrid defensive line/fullback role. If he does, it could lock in another spot. Then there's Justin Eboib. He's made noise in camp. Coaches love what they're seeing. He's bigger, stronger, and sharper than last season. If that continues, his spot could be secured, pushing others further down the depth chart. And that brings us to Christopher Hinton. He's been in and out of the rotation, and with undrafted rookies coming in cheaper and hungrier, he may be on the bubble once again. It's a numbers game, and the Chargers front office is watching every rep. Some players are about to earn their place. Others might be headed to the practice squad or off the roster entirely. One thing's clear, this Chargers defensive front is deeper than people think, and come September, it's going to surprise a lot of teams. Let's shift focus to a key area of the Chargers defense heading into the 2025 season, the linebacker room, where competition is heating up fast. One name under the microscope? Chris Brumpton. He's not guaranteed a spot. To stay in the mix, he'll need to outperform a wave of undrafted rookies all hungry for that roster edge. Preseason snaps will be critical. This is his moment to prove he belongs. Now, some fans have asked, why would we even consider letting go of Troy Dye? The truth is, we're not. Troy Dye is a lock, especially with Nick Niemann departing in free agency. Dye steps into that key special teams role and becomes a valuable depth piece behind the starters. But here's where it gets interesting. Delshawn Phillips. Signed after his time with the Texans, Phillips brings a background in special teams and some familiarity with this defensive system from his Ravens days. He's got the experience, but he's not alone in this fight. Enter Kane Maga, the former Raider. He's already made noise by replacing Jeremiah Gemmel on certain depth charts. While Gemmel remains with the team, his role is now uncertain. He's squarely on the bubble. Right now, it's shaping up to be a tight race between Phillips and Maga for that final linebacker spot, most likely decided by who can make the bigger impact on special teams. Zooming out, here's the core linebacker group taking shape. Deion Henley brings speed and tackling range. Tuli Tuipulotu, more of an edge rusher, adds firepower up front. Denzel Perryman adds veteran toughness in the middle. And of course, Troy Dye, who's expected to anchor special teams coverage. The Chargers don't just need linebackers, they need versatile, assignment-sound players who can contribute across all phases of the game. With roster spots limited, the margin for error is razor thin. The battle is on. And only the most complete, most consistent performers will survive the final cut. Now, let's keep it real. Depth at linebacker continues to be a big question for the Chargers in 2025. Yes, Denzel Perryman brings toughness and veteran leadership, but his injury history can't be ignored. That leaves the door open for younger players like Connie Maga and Delshon Phillips to possibly step into bigger roles. But here's the catch. They're not just battling each other, they're fighting off a wave of hungry undrafted rookies. If either Maga or Phillips slips, there's no guarantee they'll land on the practice squad and claim. Teams across the league are watching closely. One name floating around, Shaq Cormier, newly signed. He's shown flashes, but flashes won't be enough. Every linebacker in that bottom tier knows the deal. Beat the rookies or be gone. Now, let's talk about two young stars who could redefine the heart of this Chargers defense. Deion Henley and Junior Colson. If Colson stays healthy, and all signs point that way, those two could form a true dynamic duo. Think instinct, speed, and relentless pressure. Batman and Robin? Maybe. Or maybe something more dangerous. Either way, the future of the linebacker core looks strong if they stay healthy and consistent. But the real intrigue? The defensive backfield, where seventh-round picks are turning heads. Let's start with R.J. Mickens. He's come into camp with a chip on his shoulder and has been making plays all over the field. Yes, it's early, no pads yet, but coaches are watching, and they like what they see. Right next to him, Trikwise Bridges, another seventh-rounder, long, athletic, and already flashing good instincts in coverage. Both are expected to stick around. Draft status usually guarantees at least 1 year to develop, but they're not coasting. They're pushing hard. That's bad news for undrafted defensive backs hoping to sneak onto the roster. Mickens and Bridges are making noise, and someone's spot is about to get taken. The Chargers secondary is young, physical, and fast. Training camp battles are just beginning, but this group is quietly building something special. This season, the Chargers are putting a premium on versatility, players who can do more than one job at a high level. Take R.J. Mickens and Trikwise Bridges. They're not just safeties or linebackers, they're a blend of both, roaming the second level, dropping into coverage, and slugging in run support. That flexibility is exactly what Brandon Staley's defense demands. But versatility alone won't guarantee a roster spot. Let's look at two veterans whose futures are hanging in the balance. Tony Jefferson. After 11 NFL seasons, Jefferson's leadership and savvy are undeniable. He's still a high IQ run defender and a vocal presence in the locker room. Yet with youth surging behind him, the Chargers may opt to stash him on the practice squad rather than burn a 53-man slot. Make no mistake, he'll still be in LA, but it might not be in the starting lineup. Dean Leonard, known as one of the fastest players in camp, Leonard's special teams prowess could earn him a spot if he outshines the undrafted rookies nipping at his heels. A standout from Ole Miss, he thrives in space, but with limited roster spots. Even his elite speed is no guarantee. It all comes down to who brings more value on punt coverage and kick returns. In this dogfight for the final defensive berths, production and positional flexibility are king. Young hybrids like Mickens and Bridges are surging ahead, but seasoned pros like Jefferson and Leonard still have to prove they belong. The Chargers' decision makers have a clear message: adapt, perform, and stay ready, or watch your spot slip away. Next up, a look at the special team standouts battling for final cuts. Let's keep rolling. The battle in the Chargers secondary is heating up, and it's all about who rises under pressure. Let's start with the clash that everyone's watching: Dean Leonard versus the rookies. Leonard is no stranger to this roster. He's fast, experienced, and has quietly carved out a role on special teams. But in 2025, his spot is far from guaranteed. Why? Because R.J. Mickens and Trikwise Bridges aren't just rookies, they're rising forces. Both are draft picks, both are flashing in camp, and both bring the kind of versatility that fits perfectly into Jesse Minter's defensive scheme. Safeties? Corners? Hybrid backs? They do it all. And that's exactly what the Chargers want. Players who can wear multiple hats without missing a beat. If Mickens or Bridges outperform Leonard in special teams reps, the veteran may be headed to the practice squad, assuming another team doesn't scoop him up first. It's a numbers game, and the clock is ticking. But it's not just Leonard who's on notice. Jasir Taylor. Comeback season? Last year, Jasir Taylor caught heat for some tough moments in the slot. But few remember, he broke his leg in week 2 and kept playing through it. That's grit you can't teach. Now healthy, Taylor is drawing strong reviews in camp. Coaches are praising his footwork, discipline, and growth. He's not just trying to hold on. He's pushing to prove he belongs in this new-look secondary. Who's really on the bubble? Here's the hard truth. Tony Jefferson, Dean Leonard, and Jasir Taylor are all fighting for survival. The youth movement is real, and it's moving fast. Mickens and Bridges aren't just hype, they're threats. And they're not alone. Preseason will be a war zone for roster spots. And one misstep could send even a seasoned vet to the sidelines. And while undrafted free agents are always long shots, don't count them out completely. These games are their stage. And one standout play can change everything. So, as the Chargers defense battles through camp and preseason, keep your eyes on the final cuts in the secondary. The future is knocking, and it's wearing a rookie jersey.